Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second episode of Let's Get Real Fridays with your host, Tushar. In LGR Fridays with Tushar, you can be your real self. You can put down the mask and the facade that we most often than not wear out in public and to hide our true feelings, only to explore those in our private spaces. So let's put our masks down, sit back, relax, and let's get into today's topic. Today, I want to talk about the top 3 lessons that I learned in the first 25 years of my life. The first 25 years of anyone's life are their most formative years. And since we are young, we are prone to make more mistakes. And I believe that mistakes directly lead to more lessons learned. And so, I too have committed many mistakes and learnt many lessons along the way. But today, let's talk about my top 3 lessons. Let's get into the first one. The first lesson, and perhaps in many ways the most important one, is the finitude of time. All of our lives is slowly ticking away. It is not the clock on your living room walls or the clock in your wristwatch that is ticking away. It is indeed our lives that are ticking away. It is also true for the lives of our loved ones and cherished ones. We all live in a limited experience in this world. And so the finitude of time has made me realize that life is too short to not do what you love. Life is too short to live in regrets. Life is too short not to pursue your interests or to confess your feelings for that one person you always wanted to. Life's too short to stay angry all the time and to disconnect from your loved ones whom you know in your heart you can't let go of. Spend time as much as you can with those people, doing random stuff like talking or going out, because both of our times on earth are limited. And we don't know when either that person, our special person, might be gone or when we might be gone. Try to avoid the feeling of I wanted to do more or maybe something else, or that I wished I spent time with that or this person. Instead, try to replace that feeling with the feeling that I did the most I could with that person, and that will be enough. We all live very imperfect lives. We sometimes ignore the people we never want to, or get into fights and argue. But since we live such imperfect lives, we can at least try to learn and maximize the amount of time that we spend with our loved ones, so that when either of our times have come, we can live with happiness that we did the most. Enough is never enough, but it will have to suffice. I did in my own life say a few things and ignored a few people which I honestly never wanted to do. I wished I spent more time with them, but now they are gone. And in many ways that taught me the finitude of time. The second most important thing that I learned is to be kind and to be grateful. And I mean this not only when it's of convenience to be kind and to be grateful, but also when we are at our worst. I realize that it is perhaps cliche to say this, but notice how I didn't mention the scope of who or to what to be kind to. Be kind to just about everything and everybody. On a good day or a pretty shitty day, still remember that there are others having it a lot worse than you. No matter how low you have been laid by life, remember that there is always someone struggling more than you are. So, whoever we talk to, be kind to them. And I understand, in some cases, it might be unreasonable to, or it might be dejecting to, or it might be unapproachable for you to be kind. But still, take a gamble. Try to be kind and do a loving act. Because, as I said before, we all wear facades and masks out in public. So, we never truly know what someone we meet along the road of life might be going through. So, even if you never got it in abundance, or if you did get it more than you wanted, always be kind to everything and everyone. It might be a person, it might be an animal, heck, it might even be just a tree. Whatever it is, be kind, show kindness, and do a loving act, especially without any expectations in return. And I truly feel, in many ways, kindness and gratitude go hand in hand. No matter what you are going through, also take strength that so many people came before you and struggled and strived to survive. And that's why we have the privilege of being here today. Remember that no matter how far you go and however big you become in terms of either wealth or fame, that was only made possible because of the countless sacrifices of those who came before or with you. And that's why we are here. It could be our siblings, our parents, our friends, or I'd even go as far as to say the many generations who came before us, who kept fighting to survive and improving our living conditions, generation on generation, so that we can be the most comfortable we are right now. Even on your worst day imaginable, remember you are still alive, and sometimes that is enough, and it is satisfactory. Because if you realize that at the same time, there are countless other people, even as we speak right now, there are countless other people who can't say the same and have left this world, and that their time is ran dry, it's up. So, always be grateful. Even me, I made the same mistake. I took things for granted, and as if it will always be there one day. But one day I woke up and it just wasn't there anymore. And I wished I could have been kinder, more compassionate, maybe more understanding, and most importantly, more grateful to those people and to those things which I took for granted. So this really taught me the importance of being kind and gratuitous to whoever I meet and whatever I interact with, no matter how I'm feeling. The third most important thing that I've learned in the first 25 years of my life has been to be resolute of character and mind. Let me be honest with you again. Life isn't easy and will throw horrible things at you. We will encounter situations and conditions that make us second guess if life is even worth the struggle and worth living. In that very moment, we must show the indomitability of our character and an unwavering mind. no matter what odds are stacked against you. These two traits will guide you to a better place eventually. Our minds must be like fortress walls that stand unshaken even when the worst is thrown at it and at us. And in times of despair, we might become someone we never really wanted to be and who are against our ideals. And it is in that time that our core characteristics of virtue can show us the way. But you don't have to do this alone. No one's ever truly alone out there. Learn to rely on others and let them be your strength. For even the mightiest walls and fortresses cannot be manned by a single person. I have experienced the loss of those I have loved as well, and those of whom I have cherished. And in those times, I was dropped into perhaps the deepest reaches of despair that I could reach. But in those trying times, I managed to remember my core characteristics. Who am I? What do I stand for? What are my convictions? What are the beliefs that I have believed in thus far? What can I keep doing to be a better person? It was these things that made me resolve my mind and helped me pull myself together and pull myself out of that pit. But I could not do it alone. It was my near and dear ones who put hand in hand and pulled me out of that pit as much as I wanted to get out of there. So, through this, I learnt that to be resolute of character and mind is perhaps one of the most important things that I have learned. Because we most likely end up doing regretting things when we are in that despair, in that disparity. And we must never allow ourselves to do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those were the three things that I have really learned in the first 25 years of my life. I honestly do think that I've been through a lot, but then again, who hasn't? So let me know in the comments below, what mistakes did you do in your life? What situations did you go through? And that if you agreed with something in this video, please do leave a like and subscribe, as it helps this channel immensely. And I've honestly just been doing it for the past 12 days and I've been enjoying every bit of it. To everyone who have watched and who have been with me thus far, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. And I really love the support that I'm getting in this endeavor. So I'll see you all in the next one then. Bye from Tushar with love.